This is Damien from Pure H2O Services and LGB Vision. This is a video that I've decided to create mainly because people have been asking me lots of questions about my van, and I thought I'd make this video just to sort of show what I've done. Okay, to start off with, just down here on the pump, so I've got my tap here. This is obviously pretty standard. Just turn it off, and then that obviously restricts the water to the pump. The reason why I've done that is I can drain this pump out at night, and obviously I can move the tank with some water in if I needed to. Obviously got my strainer there. Up the top I've sort of created these connections. They're just push fit. I see a lot of vans on the road with the chocolate blocks which are rusted and wet. I just don't see the point. I got this off the internet for like £1.25. You don't even need to use a special tool. You just literally push the fittings in and then just squeeze it shut. Put obviously my plastic tube on. All these cable ties, they're what you call the reusable cable ties. So you just literally put a screwdriver in, you can reuse them over and over again just in case you need any problems. You'll see another hose which comes through here. This basically, it comes up and it goes into the tank here. What this does, this actually fills my tank up through this here. It is slow, it takes about 45 minutes to an hour. There is reasons behind that which I'll show you in another video. That port is basically this one down here. That one links to that fitting that I've just showed you there, and then this one here is linked to the pump. So I've got external van ports. I'll show you this in a second. Don't worry, it's not broken. There's a reason for that as well. So come around here, just back onto this again, another fitting. This costs about £2 or £3, completely waterproof. Never had any problems with it, so I like using them. Up here, this is my vent, which is basically just some Gardener orange pole hose. Works really well. Again, there's another reason for this, why it's this length and why this little bit of hose is here. Now connected this hose up to here. What this is, I can put this hose down here while I'm filling up, and if I do accidentally fill up the van too much, it won't keep up with the water that's going in, but it's like my temporary overflow system. Now the other reason why I've got it is, when you're filling the tank, obviously you're replacing the air in the tank, so with water, so the air is obviously going to have to be forced out. This pipe here will obviously produce air at a decent rate while you're filling the tank. When the water goes below this above this black line, I obviously can't tell how much water before I hit the roof of the tank, and I don't want to unscrew all that monstrosity every time. So what I do is I listen out. As soon as I hear gurgling, I know that that pipe is literally just there. So that's why I stop it. The power connection here is the bilge pump. You can't obviously see it. The bilge pump is somewhere in there. It rests on the bottom. There's a tube, actually over here. There's a conduit tube that goes all the way up to the top, and it fits onto this. This does obviously swivel round. I've designed all that so that it can. Little bit of a leak there, but that's, I haven't used that bilge pump in absolutely ages, so it probably wants tightening up a little bit. You'll see another yellow hose which comes in. That is not my transfer hose. That is actually my bilge pump hose. That basically goes there and goes to a trigger. What we do is we come around here, we switch that on. Like I say, it hasn't been used in a few days, and it basically, it really does start to shoot some water. Why have I done that? I used to run a trolley system full time. This is my sort of backup trolley system now. I'll explain that again in a minute. It enables me to fill my trolley in, I don't know, 25 seconds, 30 seconds. I don't really use it anymore because I've converted to a van mount. The reason why I've converted to a van mount is I'm going to the hot water system, and it was too hard to make a portable hot water trolley system. This little tool here, this is not for hitting people. This is a squeegee handle with a garden gate hook on. The reason why that's on there is basically I can stand on my trolley, on my step ladders, unhook gates and do them back up. We've also got a telescopic magnet on a pole, and that's for undoing gates that are really nice and easy to undo. Boxes up here. Obviously done all these properly with sort of tubes. This is my controller and power. I've done this so that I can set the flow, set the pressure switch, turn it on, and it will pump straight away. That obviously, pumps out, down there. When I want, I can just come to the back of the van and switch it off. The reason why I've used a big chunky switch like that is so that I can basically come back to the van, and because I'm really lazy and I don't want to undo doors, I can poke it with my pole. There you go. That over there is something that I don't want to go too much into. It basically displays the voltage of both batteries. It's quite obvious. You've got leisure battery and van battery. There is something in that box which I'm working on at the moment, and it links up to something else, but like I said, I don't want to go too much into that because it is something I'm looking to sell. At the moment it's not working, but I think it will work. In the tank you can just about make them out. I've got coloured balls in there. They're from sort of supermarkets, and they're I don't know, £4 for 100. You get a soldering iron, puncture holes in them, and it stops basically the ferry syndrome, or it helps to reduce it. Got my tray on top. There's a couple of brushes in there, the Unger pad system, some gloves, shoe protectors, a couple of other little bits. Got all my chemicals up here. Not willing to go into what that is at the moment because that's something I've been developing. God knows why it's that colour, but there you go. This is Ubic 2000, that's been diluted. That's Virusol, that's been diluted. That is Trio 100, that is a very cheap disinfectant. I use that on my hoses every day. This here, absolutely awesome. Come across this about 6 months ago, and it basically, you spray it on concrete and it literally does what it says on the bottle, dissolves it. Got my lime scale remover, neat liquid there. Coming over here, I use this every day on my pole. Can't beat a well lubed up pole. Wheel. Got me solvent cleaner there. That's a sift cream that I've actually made. I've actually added another cream to it, and that is not great. Got problems with that at the moment. Unger rub out, been using that. That is fantastic. They're obviously disposable gloves, get them from the garden there. Right, we'll start over here. This is a maintenance free battery charger, I think they call it. So at the moment it's in ready and maintaining mode, so the battery doesn't need to do anything. You have to keep it on sealed. What I do is I've got me sort of me lead in there, my socket, so I'll unplug that. I'll take this off, that's a protective cap because I don't want this getting dirty and full of water. I will then take that off, plug in that, and then that plugs into my house socket. That's all waterproof, it's Arctic cable, it's great. Again, there's the van ports. Move over to here. This is a reversing camera. It's actually a number plate surround. That costs 40 quid. It links up to a monitor which costs 24 quid. Actually, I'll show you it now because I'm guessing that people are going to want to see this.